Okay, I want to find the forces on pins on member ABC. So got this frame here. I'm going to start breaking it up uh, into pieces, and I'm going to start with ABC since that's what we're trying to look for here. Okay, and I've got pins at each point, so I'll just call it CX, CY, BX, BY, and AX, AY. Okay. So I've got 6 unknowns here. Obviously, I need more. So what I think I'll start with is recognizing I've got this pulley attached at A. Okay, because that's really where my load is. Okay, right? I've got this pulley, and I've got AX. Again, I have to assume opposite directions that I had before. So if I had up and to the right on the member, is down and to the left on the pulley. Okay. Now the other thing I've got is I've got a tension in the rope, right? And again, that's going to be 80 straight down that direction, and then 80 to the right, like so. Again, based on the fact that I've got that pulley with a weight on it. Now, what I need to recognize, I could sum the forces in the X, sum the forces in the Y, or I could just recognize, hey, uh, this AX and AY has to balance that, right? So instead of down, I need to balance that with 80 going up. Instead of to the right, I need to have an 80 to the left, like so, which means over here, back on my A, B, C equation, so instead of to the left, I'm going to have to the right, which is 80, and instead of up, I'm going to have down 80. Okay, so that's what I've got going on that. Okay, and that's based on that pulley that I had there and just kind of balancing those forces out. Again, I could have written those force equations, but hopefully it's pretty straightforward. So now I've got 4 unknowns. So I need one more member, which is going to be, this would be um, BD essentially, right? So I'm going to have DX and DY over here. This is a new force, new pin, so I don't have that. Now, BX and BY, I've got to stick with my previous assumption and use Newton's third law to flip those. So instead of to the right, it's got to be to the left. Instead of up, it's got to be down. Okay, and then I've got that tension right there, and I know that tension is 80 from the 80-pound force going down on that. Now, again, what's important to me is what's going on at B. I want to know A, B, and C. What I don't care about is D. So because of that, I'm going to sum the moments about D, and from that, get an equation that has both Bx and By in it. Okay, so I will take the horizontal distance 9 times By, the vertical distance of 3 times Bx, that'll create a negative moment. Okay, and then that tension is also going to create a negative moment, but 2.5. Okay, and again, that's because I know the radius of that pulley is 0.5 up, right? So instead of 3 down, it's 2.5 down times 80. Okay, now 2 unknowns in that equation. Okay, but okay, I've got 3 more equations, so I can have 4 total equations: Bx, By, Cx, and Cy. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to sum the forces in the x direction. So I'll have Bx plus Cx plus 80 equals 0. Do the same thing in the y direction. I'll have By plus Cy minus 80 equals 0. And then I'll sum the moments, and I'll sum the moments about C, okay? Therefore, from C, I'm going to be able to find By directly, because obviously Cx and Cy go to 0. Bx also goes through point C, so that will go to 0. So all I have is that By, which is 9 feet away. That's going to create a negative moment as I have it drawn, okay? And then the horizontal 80 obviously goes away. But the vertical 80 is there. It's positive and it's 15 feet away. So it's going to be plus 15 times 80 and I'll set that equal to 0. So from this, I find by, and that equals 133. I can take that by, plug it in up here, find bx. Bx is going to be 333. Now that I know bx and by, I can easily find cx, which I get negative 413, and then cy, same deal, and I'm going to get negative 53.3. And again, the negative just means that I've got those arrows flipped. You can flip those around as appropriate, okay, but I'll go ahead and leave it here. So again, break it down piece by piece, recognizing at that pulley that I can easily find those 80 forces that I've got there, and then taking a moment about D to give me an equation with just Bx and By to give me a fourth equation so I can find the other Bx, By, Cx, and Cy and piece it through that way.